there, I am back. That's right. It's your host, Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It is the interview series that has been coming to you for 9 years now. Globally, we've brought you over 1,000 industry experts. Yes, over 1,000. And they help you improve your personal life. They help you grow your business. And today I have Helle. She is going to blow your mind because she believes you're only 10 steps away from leveraging your time, boosting your profits, busting your income ceiling without losing your life. So we get to have our cake and eat it too, so to speak. Welcome, welcome, Helle.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I love featuring amazing people like you. Now tell us, how did this become your journey and what you decided you are most passionate about to help focus and have people have this success?
Well, it started with my own journey. So when my son was born 37 years ago,
Mhm.
I decided that I was not gonna have a boss anymore. I wasn't gonna do the 2-hour commute to the office every day. I wasn't gonna work overtime, for somebody else. I was
Mhm.
gonna have more money, and I was gonna have all the time in the world to raise my son. So I hung up my shingle and started my first business 37 years ago. I'm not going to take you through all of the steps. It wasn't, well, it wasn't too long before I had two kids who were into competitive skiing. I was a single mom, driving them around the country, taking them to airports. My own mother was terminally ill, and I was working 70 hours a week. Um, I was exhausted. I was stressed. There
Mhm.
was, whatever happened to that dream I had,
Mhm.
right? I mean, it was just the opposite. And I think that's a lot of what I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs who discover that part of the journey. So I know it's not a unique story. Um, I walked into Starbucks one day and I looked at the barista and I thought, she has way more fun in her life than I do, right? Well, there she is. She's happy. She's making coffee. She's chatting with everybody.
And as soon as she leaves that job, it stays there and she goes and does her life.
Exactly, exactly. I was not spending time with my kids. I was losing connection with my friends
Mhm.
because they were drifting away and I was feeling alone. And
Mm.
my hobbies were starting to feel like obligations, right? So when my mom passed, I knew things had to change. And I had some choices. I could give up the business. It was pretty
Mhm.
tempting, or I
Mhm.
could figure it out.
Mhm.
Well, I decided to figure it out. And what I discovered was there's a formula to make this work, to make that dream work,
Mhm.
right? And I took business course after business course. I did personal development. I even gained a couple of coaching designations to get it all figured out. And I turned it all into a system and I call it CPU:
Mm.
commitment, performance, and you. And now it's a system that it supports my life. It doesn't run my life. And
Mm.
I think it's so important that I really wanted to share it with other entrepreneurs who are going through the same thing that I went through.
Mhm.
Because, when entrepreneurs thrive, they create a better world.
Mhm. That's true. That's true. Entrepreneurs are really, really special humans. Now, when you work with people through this program, I love the CPU reference. Do you do this one-on-one? Is it virtual? Is it a group setting? Is it an online course? How are you serving and supporting the entrepreneurs you're working with through this process?
So primarily I'm working one-on-one because I absolutely love my one-on-one clients. We develop such a close bond because
Hmm.
I know everything about their life, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I work with people one-on-one. I also recognize that I need to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
And so what I do, I have an in-person mastermind
Hmm.
that's pretty much full at this stage. Most of my coaching is virtual. The mastermind is in person. It gives you a different connection with people, and that's really it's really satisfying because we all help each other um, achieve our goals, our business goals, right? So it's a business mastermind. And it's called Thrive Business Circle. And it's incredible because it's so rewarding to help everybody else. And everybody feels like they're not doing it alone.
I love that.
That's what happens to most entrepreneurs. They just feel like they're alone.
Right. It's totally true. So if they wanted to learn about openings or spots in the in-person mastermind or virtual coaching with you one-on-one, how would they find you?
I have a website. Um, it's freedomjourneys.ca because I'm in Canada, therefore the sweater. It's cold winter here.
Knowing where I am, and I'm not in Canada, so.
It's snowing here too, again. So so my website is a great way to meet me. I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find me there.
Repeat your website one more time for us.
freedomjourneys.ca.
Okay, freedomjourneys.ca. That's awesome. Can you give everybody a tip, something that can help them with their CPU of their life?
Yeah. Yeah. And so as entrepreneurs, we see opportunities everywhere, right? And that's where I'm going to bring in the commitment.
Mhm.
Commitment is about making a decision about this is what I want, this is what works for me, and this is how I'm going to get it. So all these bright, shiny objects are going to keep, showing up all over the place. And we can look, just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't look, right? Read the menu. But what are you really committing to? Because if you keep going after all the bright, shiny objects,
Mhm.
you're going to be stuck in overwhelm, stress,
Mhm.
sleepless nights, all those things that we feel when
Mhm.
we're at that stage in our journey.
Mhm. I totally agree with you. I love that. Well, I appreciate the tip. And one of the things you already know out there, get typing. We want to hear from you. We have our guests and our listeners share with us causes that they care about, something close to your heart, so we can spread some awareness, inspire someone to do something good today with time, treasure, or talent. So, what's a cause you care about, Helle?
There's a very local group that I actually support, and it's called Jillian's Place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a center for women who it's not about physical abuse, it's more about emotional abuse.
Just having a safe place to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's one of the things, like it's just near and dear to my heart. And they do such a good job and they provide such a valuable service that I can't support them enough.
Mm-hmm. And if that pulls at your heartstrings, reach out and check out Hella's cause and try to see if you could give them some love and support. And also look in your own community and see if there is a safe space for women and children in your own community that you might be able to get involved in directly. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for all of you putting it in the comments and hitting the share button because we're spreading some awareness. Maybe someone out there actually needs the safe space. And now they'll know where and how to find it just because you decided to comment, share, and repost this. So we're very grateful for you out there. Now, that leads us to books. You already know, get typing, don't stop. Your fingers are not done yet. We want to hear the books that inspired your personal life to help you grow your business. We also wanted to hear about books that maybe you've written. So when we hit the share button, we're featuring and promoting you, the listeners out there, and we love you for that. And we're so very grateful for you following us for so many years. Helle, could you share with us a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
Well, it's a recent edition and um, it really hits home for me because it's something that I'm very aware of and I'm constantly talking to my clients about. It's called Stress Wisely
Mm.
by Dr. Robin Hanley. And it's a hyphenated name. I'm not sure how to pronounce the other part.
I'm sure
Uh,
they'll find it.
Pardon me?
I said, I'm sure they'll find it. Plus, we'll put it in the
There you go.
article about you, and we'll put it in the bottom of all of these places.
Right.
Say the name of the book again, Stress Wisely.
Stress Wisely, How to Be Well in an Unwell World.
That's a good title. That is a good.
Yeah, it's a great title. It certainly grabbed my attention. And it's really about, there's always going to be stress in our world. There's good stress and there's not good
That's
stress.
true.
And, I mean, all the stress out there with all the things going on in the world, it's going to affect us in some way.
Hmm.
And so how do we look after ourselves in a world that's not well?
Mm. Yeah, that's very, very true. I love that. And with your whole CPU method, you are actually bringing, like you said, giving people their life back again and helping them walk through these steps so that their stress is managed and selective and chosen wisely. So great that you brought that book to us. It's been really nice having you on the show, Helle. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. I'm honored to be here.
I'm glad you liked it too. Now, if you're out there and you're thinking, wait, I could improve someone's personal life, I could help someone grow their business, well, reach out to my team. We'll let you know just how to get on the show. Well, before we go today, Helle, we would love for you to share a final thought, a piece of information or inspiration as we go.
Sure. Well, I mean, I do have a free gift for your listeners. It's called the Freedom Formula for Entrepreneurs, 10 steps to, as you introduced me, leveraging your time, boosting your profits, and busting your income ceiling without losing your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it's a guide to help you get started. I say 10 steps. Some of them are easier than others,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a path. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. So the link to that, it's a bit.ly link. So bit.ly / biz gift, BUS gift.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. Well, thank you for that. We
My
really appreciate the gift and the inspiration of, what, if you have the steps, if you have the blueprint, well, then you're almost there. Next thing is you got to take some action and do them. Thank you so much again for being on our show, Helle. I am your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another Profound Professionals. And until the next one, be kind to yourself out there and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.